Well, let's talk about that. What are abandonment issues? Well, fears of abandonment can usually be traced back to a specific painful experience of being betrayed, hurt, or abandoned by somebody you know. Someone that was supposed to take care of you, someone that was supposed to nurture you, love you, someone that you were supposed to be able to trust. And when these things fall through, then you develop certain avoidant or attachment styles. Now, when a child is abandoned, it affects them in social, emotional, all kinds of ways. When they don't get the love and care and the basic needs met when they're growing up, well, they remain in a state of chronic stress and fear. And it stunts their development and prevents specific important social and emotional milestones from being reached. They don't know how to trust people. That attachment is considered insecure. So we're going to talk about the different attachment styles. So let's start with insecure attachment styles and the fear of abandonment. Now, attachment styles are relevant to several aspects of a child's development, and they continue to impact a person across their entire lifespan. Attachment styles affect a person's ability to develop healthy, trusting relationships and how they connect with other people. If they don't know how to connect with others, they either sabotage the relationship, self sabotage their own progress, and becoming closer in a relationship. There's always conflict and stress. When a person is securely attached, that's a person who knows how to trust. They don't mind opening up to other people. They're not afraid of commitment. They're responsive and warm. They're not mean, ornery. They're not snippy. They're not a snapping turtle. They're warm. You can feel it when you walk into their presence. Unlike those who are the opposite, you can cut tension in the room with a knife. So there are three insecure attachment styles, and we're going to talk about that. Avoidant attachment style. That's a person who avoids everything. They tend to cope with their abandonment issues by not allowing people to get close to them. They don't open up and they don't trust anybody. Now, they come across as distant. They'll tell you, I'm private, I'm quiet. But they're actually withdrawn and fearful. They are scared to death of commitment. And they avoid conflict by either shutting down, leaving, or ending the relationship. That's the avoidant attachment style. They avoid the relationship or the connection. They're emotionally distant. They're not there. Anxious attachment style, people with anxious attachment style, they cope with fears of abandonment by latching on to others. They develop intensely close and codependent relationships. They do things for people that they can do for themselves, that the other party can do for themselves. They're needy, persistent. They have difficulty separating themselves from their partner in healthy ways. They tend to be emotionally reactive than responsive. They interpret conflict or arguments as a signal that there's something wrong with them. Oh my God, she's upset, he's upset, they're going to leave me. And then they engage in fear-based behavior to avoid being abandoned, which means they're runners. They will run off. Now, disorganized attachment style. This one's interesting. People with disorganized attachment style, they're uncomfortable with intimacy and closeness, and they have no empathy. You can tell them you're going through a crisis, and they just stare at you because they're not there emotionally. They don't know how to connect. This type is distinguished by they're inconsistent in the way they behave. They respond in relationships by either coming across as anxious or avoidant. They're disorganized. They associate antisocial, narcissistic, or borderline personality traits. That's what they act like. They act as if they're all over the place. That's disorganized. That's how they attach, or basically they detach. So you probably know somebody with these characteristics. You may be in a relationship with them. Encourage them to get professional help. Childhood abandonment is a real deal. When someone that was charged with taking care of you, nurturing you, loving on you, showing you love, validating you, letting you know in so many words that you were important, that you did matter. But when that doesn't happen, it messes us up as adults. And so we go see a professional. I wholeheartedly encourage it. 95% of folks have been exposed to some type of trauma between the ages of 0 and 18, and I am no exception. Once you recognize what your needs are, go and take care of them. Go see a professional. Yeah, a therapist needs a therapist. And I'm not ashamed to say, I am a therapist, and I have a therapist because I want to continue learning more about me. I want to continue being able to help others that look like me, that have been through what I've been through. There's no shame, blame, guilt, or anger in this game. Trauma.